Hello. Today we have another Friends of the Channel episode. We've travelled to a beautiful part of the UK to meet a gentleman who's got an exceptional collection of classic Jaguars. You're watching TP's Diary. I'm Tom, and we're now off to meet Mike, and we're going to talk about his amazing cars. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Tom.
How are you?
Very well. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, well, thank you for coming out, and what a day we've got it today.
Yeah, we've really struck lucky. Apart from the mayflies.
Oh, well, you know,
everywhere.
That's nature.
Yeah.
So, well, we're here to talk about your amazing collection of cars, and but before, I mean, I'm quite interested. Before you get into that, where did the passion come from, Mike?
Okay, so I guess it really came from my father-in-law,
right?
Who was a Jaguar mechanic as a younger man. He then went on to run a local village garage, a one-man band that he had for many years. And at the time when I was first getting together with my now wife, it was before we could drive.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law at the time had a Mark II Jaguar, which was his pride and joy.
Right.
And I would be either take the bus to my girlfriend's house then, or I would be given a lift by my mother or father in our family Vauxhall Viva.
Right.
Which was a car, but just not as we really knew it, and I certainly don't want to know one again. But on the way home, it was a different story, because I'd be given a lift by the father-in-law. So out came the Mark II Jaguar.
Is that right?
Oh, all those dials and lights and switches, I was just in awe.
Yeah.
All the way home.
Yeah.
I never really worked out what any of them did, but it seemed to just enthrall me.
How old were you then?
I would have been 14. Yeah.
Wow.
So long before we could drive.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where it all started. And so, I mean, mechanically wise, I mean, did you get involved with the garage or anything like that?
Only to try and repair my own car when I eventually got one.
Okay.
And it was never very successful, because I think he would just be so frustrated with me.
Yeah.
In that, well, I can do it quicker myself, so let me do it. And it was invariably, my first vehicle was a Mini Countryman.
Yeah.
And it was always the bypass hose that would let go.
Right.
Or, and maybe it was the way I drove it, but the petrol pump had a nasty habit of not working very well.
Right, and I suppose that was a mechanical petrol pump.
It was, yeah. And but it was more the fact that it was an estate Mini, and the petrol tank and the pump were in the back.
Right.
And I think it was the way I was driving it. Going around the bend, it used to starve it of fuel.
Right.
So that was probably more driver error than mechanical failure.
Yeah.
But
so that was your first car?
That was my first car. Yeah, we had that a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
And then, tools. For being a carpenter, tools were needed to be transported, so we needed something a bit bigger.
Right.
So we ventured into an Austin Maxi.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed that car. Yeah. Yeah. It was a good car. So
then, from an Austin Maxi to a Jaguar.
Not quite.
No.
There was two cars between. So after the Austin Maxi, we were then living together. Yeah. We weren't quite married at that stage.
Right.
But we had. I was at college still, and we decided we needed a new car. The Maxi had just about died.
Right.
And my mate at college said, "Oh, my dad's selling his Escort. He wants £800 for it." So I went to the bank.
Mark I?
It was a Mark I, yeah, and it was a newish Mark I. It was only about 18 months old at the time.
Oh, right.
So we had a bit of a whip round and went, and that was my first bank loan. Sight unseen, I bought the car. I said I'd like the car, and it was bright yellow. And when I got it, it turned out to be a Mark I Escort Mexico.
Oh, wow.
I'd bought. And I think that was the start then of my liking of cars with engines, rather than
fast cars.
Well, not so much fast, but just it had more power than they needed, I guess.
Okay.
And that started it off.
Right.
So we had that We had that for a number of years, and then we were married, and we had we did have our we didn't have our first child then, but we got fed up with the Mexico, and we went for we swapped that for a Mark I 3000E Capri.
Wow.
And that was that was the next move up.
So what year would that have been then?
So that would have been around about 79.
Okay.
Yeah, 79, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't have the Capri very long. We enjoyed it, but that was more that had more engine than traction.
Right.
So that was not a good combo for me. So then we were out somewhere, and I happened to spy in a Ford garage a XJS, a Series 1, yellow again. There was a theme. It was yellow with a black vinyl roof.
Right.
And
but that was quite a sort of 70s, 80s colour back then, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. But vinyl roofs were all the rage. Everything seemed to have a vinyl roof.
Right.
So yeah, we took on the XJS, and that just reinforced my
Was that
ambition.
a V12 one, or?
It was, yes.
Right.
They didn't make anything else. That was a
Really?
Series 1. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they Series 1. They only the first years of production, because I think the car we bought was a 79, and this was, I think they came about in I'm not really sure. I think it was 77 they started the production run of the XJSs. But it was such a transformation from the Capri, in that the interior was quiet when you were moving.
Yeah.
There was no wind noise, and it just effortless power. It's just an incredible vehicle.
So you've got one now.
Oh yeah.
Have you had any others in between?
Oh yes.
Really?
Yes. So many.
Really?
So
all V12s?
Yes. I've never had the smaller engine variant.
Really?
No.
Right.
I know that I'm sure that they're very lovely.
Yeah.
But the V12 engine is a thing of great joy and beauty when it's on song.
So the collection.
Okay.
So what's in the collection now? I mean, obviously we've got a
there's a
duo
here
of XKs here.
Yes.
Obviously different types, and I've had the privilege of driving both of these cars, which thank you very much for that.
No, it's,
but what else have you got?
So in order of their arrival, I guess is the way to put it. So the XJS I have now. We've probably had that. I'm going to say 15 plus years.
Right.
It's an XJS V12 convertible.
Okay.
Black one from factory.
Yeah.
I had it. It's had more births than Christ. It's been reborn twice. Probably three times. Well, it's taken apart and completely refurbished, and then 6 years later, the rust starts to appear. And it goes away again and gets reborn again.
Right.
So that's the beauty of an XJS. It's like having a new car every 6 years. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
So I guess so we had the XJS, and that was the start. But the one that we're looking at here, the XKRS, I saw the Top Gear program with Jeremy Clarkson.
Yep.
And then the Nissan GTR made this look a slouch. But
I saw that as well.
Yeah, I think most people have.
Yeah.
But to me, the Jaguar was the car of the show. And next day I duly went down to my local Jaguar dealers and placed an order. So this is a 2011 car.
Okay.
Which is we ordered it in the, I think I'm right in saying we ordered it in the March of that year. We took delivery in late September on a Thursday, and by Saturday night, I think I'm right in saying we were in Amalfi, in
Really?
Italy. Yeah, it was just a great fun car.
Yeah.
And still is. Very, very reliable.
Engine-wise, what's this one got?
This is a V8 supercharged, 5 litre, I say 550, probably rounding up in terms of brake horsepower. And I've got the same power unit in quite a few cars, but this is the smallest output in terms of brake horsepower from that engine. But it's all through the rear wheel.
Yeah.
And it's got the Jaguar racing brakes. It's all it is completely standard with one exception, and that is that I've had the internal radio infotainment system upgraded so it will take Apple CarPlay.
Okay. Because of your trips and
yes,
ways and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the navigation system that comes with the car is a CD system with the maps, and they weren't being upgraded very regularly. So it just made sense. The release colour was French racing blue, but I was never ever going to buy a Jaguar with the title French in the name of any part of it.
Fair enough.
I'm just that's how I am.
Fair enough.
But and I thought it did look a bit bright in the French racing blue. Yeah. So hence the Italian racing red. I'm glad I made the choice now, because I think it still pleases me to look at, and every time I do see a blue one, I'm thinking, oh, I'm glad I didn't have the blue.
But it's slightly different colour to this one, is that right?
I don't know why that's the case, because they're both Italian racing red.
Yep.
This is a 2014 car.
Okay.
I guess the real difference is this one has got a protection on it, but this one, although it's a similar model, this one didn't come into my collection until quite a few years later. There was a few cars between this one and that one, right? Which perhaps we should talk about if we're going to keep it in. Yeah, we'll keep it terms of of an age thing.
So this one was the sort of XJS, then this car.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we have two.
Yes.
It's like children. I always thought you should never have two children because they just squabble. Three, at least two can gang up on one. And
Fair enough.
So after we had the two Jaguars, I thought, I didn't think about anything other than going to work to pay for them, really. Right. But then I because I bought this, and at the time this was the pinnacle of Jaguar's production. Yeah. It was the most the fastest Jaguar they'd produced to date at the time, and it was way up there on price. So because of that, I out of the blue, I had an invitation to attend a car preview at the Goodwood Motor Circuit. Okay. And it was on a Tuesday, and being a good Jaguar man, I said yes, I'd love to go. So I duly turned up, and I remember it well. It was on the pit straight, the reveal of the Goodwood Motor Racing Circuit. Ian Callum was there. Yeah. And Harry Metcalf. Okay. And I'm sure there were lots of other people. Paul Newcomb, the engineer from Williams, was there, and they revealed the Project 7. Okay. Prior to the Festival of Speed show, and the invited people were asked if they wanted to put their name down for a car, and I did. I did inquire how much they wanted for me to put my name down at the time, but they said we don't know. So I thought, well, if they don't know, I'm not going to ask anymore. Right. So I put my name down, and that was the start of acquiring a Project 7. Wow. It was a bit of an unknown journey, although I'd seen the car revealed alongside a D-Type, and they did start it up. But it was really still a prototype at that stage. It was a single-seater with a platform for a helmet, no roof. Oh, I think I've seen a photograph. Yeah, it's in. A lot of people term it Goodwood Blue.
Yeah.
But to me, it was introduced to me at that reveal as a Ecosse Blue.
Okay.
The cars were strange that they were partially made on the production line, and then they got to a certain stage in production, and then they were removed from the production line and disassembled to be turned into Project 7s,
Really?
which I could never. There's lots of stories I could relay about this, but that may be for another day when we talk Project 7s properly. So that was the Project 7.
Red again?
Oh yes, yes. But there was very little choice with the Project 7.
Right.
There was 5 colours
Right.
that I can recall. So after the Project 7, a couple of years later, another phone call. Would you like to have a look at a Project 8?
No.
Come and have a ride. So went off to Gaydon.
Yeah.
And was taken out in. These are great and very, very fast, but they're not as great as a Project 8.
Really?
All I ever say to people is, if you ever get the chance to ride in a Project 8 and drive one, you don't give it a miss, because I've been in other manufacturers' vehicles. I've tried Ferraris, I've tried Porsches, but a Project 8, when it's on song in the hands of someone who can drive, is an incredible piece of kit.
Wow. So Project 8, and then was it this one?
It wasn't this one. It was the XJ220. I always had a hankering for a limousine style car, as I call it.
Yeah.
Because it's a long wheelbase, it's diesel engine, it's air suspension, it's just beautiful ride. So this one is a little bit special. It's very rare. It's red, and it came out of Jaguar Classic.
Oh, okay.
Jaguar,
so you didn't buy it new?
No, it was. This one is probably 2 or 3 years in my possession now.
Right.
I knew of its existence because I was offered one at the time, but having recently bought that at the time, I thought, I need to calm things down a bit on cars. So out of the blue, I had a phone call from Jaguar Classics, who I do a little bit of. They do my servicing work on the Jaguars, and they said, look, we've bought the I think his name was James Hull, Dr. Hull. He was a very famous Jaguar enthusiast and collector, and he bought quite a lot of new cars from Jaguar, and he just liked collecting. I don't think he drove it, because when I bought it from Jaguar Classic, it had done 400 miles, and
it's a brand new car.
It was a brand new car, but it was 9 years old, I think, at the time by then.
Wow.
So they offered it me because they knew that I only really buy red cars, and so it was just too good to miss the offer.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough, when I went up to test drive it, not that I drove it, but the person that drove it was the person that was tasked, Mr. Moore. He was tasked by Jaguar's executives with turning the RS, into a more driver-focused piece of kit, hence this. At the time, there was the transition of the brand. They had the F-Type coming out, and they used a lot of the components from the F-Type are actually in this vehicle. The first Jaguar production car with ceramic disc brakes all round as a standard fit.
Really?
Yeah. So it's quite historic in that sense.
I mean,
they're big.
They're big brakes, aren't they?
They are big. So that's one of the major differences between the two vehicles. The other difference is that it's got the F-type suspension components. The technology went into the F-type. They took some of it and put it into this on the suspension joint.
And is this the same BHP as that one?
It is. They didn't up the horsepower at all, because all of the power on both of these two goes purely through the back wheels.
Okay.
Yeah, 550 is enough. Or the ability of the brakes is different. The steering, the turn-in on the GT is far superior to the RS, especially under load.
Okay.
And the other difference is the rear differential, the axle across the back. You can put the power on the road far better with the GT than you can the RS.
Okay.
The track is wider at the front. There's a little bit more width in the front end, which also helps.
Yeah, yeah.
The aero, a lot of it, I'm sure people think, oh, it's a big wing and it's got sticky out bits of carbon fibre at the front, but it does make a difference.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, for what I've read, everyone said the aero actually does work.
It does work. It does work. It's the sort of car that when you are, trying to get along, it will always be keen to help you.
Yeah. That's very nice.
And you feel secure in it.
Yeah.
You can feel it settling to the road when at pace.
I think what I found extraordinary about both of these cars is, and I suppose credit to you, Mike. I've turned up and you've gone, here's the keys and off you go. But I've got into both of these cars and I felt instantly comfortable.
Yeah, they give you a great sense of being cosseted and feeling safe. They are a real grand tourer.
Yeah.
And
then did you stop there? No.
No.
I know what the answer is.
No, I didn't stop there. So again, a phone call from Trusty Classic.
Yep.
And they said, really, you ought to come and see what we've been offered. And if you say you'll have it, we'll buy it in, or we will say we'll have it. So I went up to Classic at Coventry there, or outside of Coventry, and underneath a sheet in the showroom was an XJ220 in the Monza red.
Wow. I've got a photograph of that. I'm going to just drop it into the video now so everyone can have a look at that.
So I took delivery. I said yes, I'd have it.
Straight away? Did you think about it?
I did ask how much, and I've always found with these things it's best not to quibble.
Yeah.
So I'd said yes, I'll have it. So along came the 220. The thing about owning an XJ220 is I don't think you ever really own it. You're just a custodian of it, because it will outlive. I'm sure it will outlive me in that it will be so sought after.
Yeah,
they're such a piece of iconic design. To drive, I've had it, I don't know, 18 months now. To drive is an experience.
Yeah.
You've got to be on your A game, because yes, it is a big car, but that doesn't faze me. I've driven bigger, but it's an old car.
Yeah.
So it just it's got its limitations. It does accelerate very quickly, but the problem really is that the twin turbos only come to life after, well, in my vehicle, about 4,500 RPM.
Right.
So whatever gear you're in at 4,500 RPM, you're really breaking the speed limit.
Yeah. You're going to. Does it get turbo lag?
Yes, it's a number of seconds.
Right.
And you hear the turbos starting to spin up.
Mm.
So at that point you start to grip with everything, because and you want to make sure that when that whoosh comes of the noise of the turbos spooling up, you want all the wheels to be facing in the same direction. You don't want to be braking and you certainly don't want to be turning into a bend.
Right. Yeah.
Because as beautiful as it is, it has its limitations. It's great in a straight line.
Yeah.
The engine isn't a great noise, to be truthful, compared to a V8. But it's, with that car, the beauty of it surpasses the audio.
Yeah. It is an exceptional looking car. I mean, it's one of those cars that, for me, just to get up close to it, you know, I mean, to be fair, all your cars, just to get up close to them.
But they're all quite.
Well, I never ever thought I'd ever see one of these.
No, they're all very red, and they're all quite rare.
Yeah,
so I suppose it's a rare red collection.
So the XJ220, what sort of disc brakes does that have, and are they any good?
Okay, so the brake. So when we first took possession of the car, the first thing that I did was I contacted Don Law.
Yep.
And I discussed this with Jaguar Classic, and they were more than happy, you know, for me to go elsewhere.
Yep.
And I said, look, I need to understand about these cars, and Don is the font of all knowledge on these. He bought the rights from TWR when they ceased to trade.
You're right.
Jaguar didn't want to know at the time,
okay.
And Don took it on, and all, you know, great kudos to him. And he really understands these vehicles. I don't think there's
anybody else.
Well, I'm sure there are others.
I think I've seen a few videos, but I've never met him.
No, he's a wonderful guy, and Justin, who's his son. And the long and the short of it is, the brakes on the 220 were always a little lacking from day one.
Right.
But the Laws have done some work, and they now offer upgrades to the vehicle.
Yeah.
So I had the braking system upgraded, which is I think I'm right in saying that there's 2 servo units.
Okay.
Fitted. There's new discs and new pads all the way around, and that gives it the ability to stop.
Yeah.
So with that done, the other modification that we needed, because all of our cars are used. I'm not although I term myself a collector.
Yeah.
I'm really a custodian. I like to use them.
Yeah.
And so the other flaw with a 220 is its boot.
Right.
But and here is the thing: if you delete the back silencer between the 2 exhaust pipes, you can then extend the boot down into the space that occupied. And it's a recognised modification that the Laws do.
Yeah.
And you get what they term a sports exhaust system, because the exhaust becomes, you know, less restrictive.
Yeah.
And you get a larger boot, which then means you can go touring.
And what's the noise like inside? I mean,
it is a race car. It's on rose jointed suspension, so you get a lot of clunks and bangs. But once you're in it, and it is difficult to get in and out of, you will find out, I'm sure. But once you're in it, it's not a dissimilar sensation to these. You feel cosseted.
Right.
Everything's leather.
Yeah.
You've got lots of dials to look at and take your mind off things.
That's always good.
The aircon really does work.
Right.
And away you go. The other thing I did, I had a front camera and a reverse camera fitted. So I took the original stereo out. So it's now got a CarPlay facility in the 220, which is great because the front it's not exceptionally low, but it's not the sort of thing you want to bang into things with, because you don't want to destroy the beauty of it.
And parts. What happens if you do bash it? Or
well, so again, because the Laws bought everything that TWR had, they've got the original buck, that sits in the back of their workshop, and there's not a part that they can't manufacture or Abbey panels.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, and things are. I think the ignition system on the 220 is becoming very dated, so there is an upgrade whereby you can have the electronic management system upgraded, and
a different ECU and stuff like
that.
Yeah,
and it can be remotely monitored. If you were abroad and there was an issue, somebody with the right software could plug in, and they could
remotely,
tell you what the issue is, which is
that's impressive.
And they've got many cars apparently in the Far East and in America, I believe, that operate that facility.
Really?
Yeah.
So how many were made?
Of the 220s, I mean, it's in comparison to some of these. It's I think 281 was the figure. I'm not sure what the UK right-hand drive quantity was, but in terms of rarity, the GT is the rarest of all of them. 10 European spec cars in total. Right. Most cars there was only one colour for them, and that was white. But if you ordered one of the European cars before they were manufactured, you did have the option, and 3 people did. 2 people opted for the Italian Racing Red, right, which is one. This is one of. Yep. And 1 person opted for the black. Right. And that car is in Japan. Okay. Now it was in the UK. Right. The difference between the UK cars and the American cars is the legislation in America determined that they had to have a different interior. Okay. So they're more safety conscious with the side impact. So the seats in their GTs are akin to the RS seats because they have the air cushions.
The side bits, yeah.
The big Achilles heel for the GT, is the ground clearance. It's 75 mil at the front. When I first got the car, it wasn't quite set up correctly. It was 15 millimeters out of true. Okay. One side was low by 7 millimeters, the other side was high, and by 8 or more. Anyway, I had that corrected, and it transformed the way it drove. Really? And it meant that I could go up and down our local road to the shops in it. Not that I'd take it shopping, but at least it would clear the speed bumps after it's. So
there's no, you don't have a nose lift.
There's no lift. It's it is what it is, and it you just have to be cautious. Okay. I took it to a Jaguar breakfast meet not so long back at Silverstone. Yeah. And they wanted to put it somewhere special, which meant mounting the curb. That had to be it was a refusal going forwards, but we managed to get it where it needed to go by reversing it up. Right. Yeah. But you just got to be very cautious. And of course, if you're in a car park with traffic behind you or on the main road, public roads, you haven't got the ability to turn the car around to get over a bump. No. So, yeah, that's its limitation. Yeah. But, you know, if...
So, out of all the cars?
Out of all the cars.
Which is the favourite?
Well, it depends what mood I'm in. If I'm, if I'm in a sentimental mood, the XJS. Mm-hmm. If I'm in a, I want to really have fun, it's the Project 7. Okay. I'm not a driver that likes going fast, but if I were, you'd have to have the Project 8 in front of the 220. Right. Because it's just new technology. Yeah. But if I was an art collector, it would be the 220. Yes. But it would be a really difficult choice when the last ones to go. It would be between the XJS and that one. Really? Because that was the first one that I had new. Yeah. And in truth, even though it's some 12 years old now, I think it still holds its own. And today, when we were filming, you were driving that, I was in this, and I was looking in the rear view mirror and thinking, that car looks stunning. Yeah. It just got such presence on the road. The other thing with it is you can get in the boot, you can get 3 suitcases
Yeah.
and some soft bags.
Yeah.
And then you can get 6 cases of wine on the back seat, if that's what you're coming home with.
Yeah, yeah, well, that's very important.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
It's quiet. It's quiet, yet it can make a noise if that's you want it to make a noise.
So, which one is your wife's favourite?
I think it would be the XJ50 because it's just
super comfortable.
So comfortable.
Right. Quiet.
Potholes, and that car and potholes, they don't exist.
Really?
No, there's no such thing as a pothole in an XJ when it's on song.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for your time today. I'm very grateful for having you give me the opportunity to drive both of these cars, and also for the upcoming experiences with the others.
Yes.
As long as I'm still in favoured books,
Yeah, no. Well, we haven't bent anything yet,
no,
so chances are good, looking good.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And what a wonderful day.
No, great job.